Okay, so I'm clearly still a bit of a video gamer because I've clearly been addicted to video games, and I'm still a bit shy, to be honest, of like going outside and trying to make friends. But after a few after a few times, I've actually managed to make a few friends online and outside because I've made like not entirely that much, you would say, but just about, I should say, one friend. I did like that was outside, but in school I've basically made a lot of friends in school. Although technically, although technically, the guys on my school are just pretty much, I should say, not entirely what I would call friends. They would basically talk behind my back, and like my classmates, they're not exactly what I would call friends because they would sometimes like talk behind my back, which is really horrible, and like I wouldn't like. Why would you consider that a friend anyway? So basically, I'm not entirely that like extroverted or anything, but I'm still a bit introverted, to be honest, because I'm a little bit like I'm still addicted to video games, and basically like I spend like 80% of the day like playing video games. Like I'm still a bit addicted, but and like I'm actually still actually I'm not that shy anymore. Like I used to be shy back then, but I'm actually not that shy anymore, and basically the steps that I've done to actually overcome that shyness and like to actually start making friends was basically not that hard. So I will be telling you these steps. And basically the first step is basically just you don't entirely need you don't entirely need to watch this entire video. Like you could actually just go out there and start speaking to people. Like you gotta start going to a person and like going and like asking him things like because it counts as an approach and trying to start a conversation. Like first you gotta learn here is that socializing is a skill, and basically if you want to make friends you have to go and speak to someone. Like I know you may be quite introverted or something like that. Like you're pretty introverted or something like that, right? Like let's just say you're pretty introverted and like you don't entirely have friends right now, and you're a bit scared to. Like if you're feeling a bit scared, that's just normal. Don't be don't let that fear stop you. Like it's normal to feel fear. It's pretty much normal because I myself like faced. I was also a bit scared. Like I was scared that I might get like jumped when like I go outside and start speaking to people. But in reality, like the person I basically like first ever approached was like he didn't really like it didn't entirely turn out awkward, but just a tiny bit awkward, to be honest. Like there will be a lot of like you gotta learn this as well. There will be a lot of awkward situations, but the thing is the awkward and embarrassing moment, it's actually way better than loneliness because like loneliness is just pretty much hard, and like it's just way too sad compared to feeling like, oh man, that was embarrassing. Like you could choose here. Like if you like you gotta learn that it's gonna be awkward. If you wanna make friends, you're gonna have to experience a lot of awkwardness because I myself like I experienced a lot of like embarrassing. Like I've tried to approach someone, and then like they basically just like, I don't know, my voice was either like, to this day I'm still thinking if my voice was actually like low or did they just ignore me. But mostly like 90% of the people I like approached, mostly they all talked back, while there are only like, I think there was like only one person who actually like just ignored me when I tried to approach him. And basically like it was in class, bro, like school. Like like here's the second step. You can actually make friends. Is like if you Like the best way, like the second step is basically the best way to make friends is basically in your environment, in your house, like outside your house, because you can always meet them. Compared to school, like school is just, it's actually pretty horrible, to be honest. Like going to school, and like it's quite, I should say, pretty difficult to make friends there. But I mostly made all my friends right at school. It's just that I wouldn't entirely consider them friends. I only consider one guy a friend, and he was basically a pretty tall guy, and like I feel as if he actually like, if I get punched, I'm thinking that he actually might, like, he might actually fight with me if I did get like punched, because like the way I and him make friends was like, we're both like interested in martial arts, so we basically like he approached me, like he was the one who approached me and told me like gave me high fives and shit, and now we're both friends. So I'm telling you here, basically school is another option of making friends. So if you go to school and like let's just say you go to school and there's a few people in your classroom, the way you could make friends is basically if you ask them questions like did you do the homework today, or like, or should I say like how is your like, how are you doing, like that's literally like, for some reason that actually works. Saying how are you doing and like them saying good, like sometimes they would actually say a bit longer than good, and basically that would cause conversation, and you two are now friends, to be honest. Like just sorry about that, but just one conversation would cause friendship. I'm telling you this because basically I've once did had like a few conversations. It's just that the friends in school, I wouldn't entirely consider them friends, because first of all, they just love to play video games, and like I mostly don't bring my phone there, and basically I can't even like join them or anything like that, because video games are pretty much horrible for my health. Yet I'm addicted to it. But basically, what I'm telling you here is that the people in your class, sometimes they would actually talk behind your back, because like a friend of mine, actually a classmate of mine, I wouldn't consider him a friend anymore. He's like the tallest guy in class, and like he's like the type of guy who would hit you and like think it's funny and laugh at it, and then like I didn't entirely like fight back. This guy just straight up like get angry at me, and like, I mean, not get angry, but like when school ended, he just straight up like he was straight up laughing at me. Like I heard from my ears that he was laughing at me, I that he hit me in like the back of the neck, and he was like really laughing and stuff like that. Like he even said that I was about to cry to his friend. Like, what the heck was wrong with you, bro? But anyways, the third step to making friends is basically just you start conversations, like basically like this should have been the first, but the first was basically to approach everybody and like try and talk, try and do stuff, like try and start conversations. But the way to actually make friends in this, in basically just ask questions, start conversations. These are the actual ways to make friends. Like you gotta practice talking first. Like if you're an introvert and like you're pretty scared to talk to people right now, I recommend you to try and like speak to your family first. Like try speaking to your like closest, let's just say your brother, if you have a brother. Talk to him and like, you know, or you can even talk to your own mother or father or anything, just anybody close. Like you can start conversations with them, even though they might ignore you, which is happens to me like, I don't know, 70% of the time. Like they always ignore me for some reason. But this could help you. Like being rejected, being ignored, you should be fine with it. Like this is basically the fourth step. You just gotta be fine with being rejected, because being rejected like lets you, tells you your mistake. Like it tells you, oh, so that's why he ignored me, because my voice was a bit too low and he couldn't hear me. And I was also like, and I basically wasn't seeable, or he didn't notice me, or he had AirPods on. So yeah, next person, I'm gonna go ahead and approach this guy next. Like, yeah, that's all. That's literally like 4 steps I've given you. So I hope you use these steps. Like as I've said, you can forget everything in this video and just go out there and start speaking to people, or you can even start speaking to your closest friends, family members, anything. Because if you're still pretty much new, it'll be pretty scary. So you gotta do it even though you're scared though. Because if you don't do it when you're scared, you just don't move at all. It wouldn't really give you any progress. So if you wanna support me out, you can like and subscribe. Keep on improving your life, bro.